Hey YouTube, it's your girl Jamina Love back with another video. Welcome back, welcome back. How are my lovely bees? Busy, I hope. Well, if you're here for our 2 looks, 1 palette. And I picked this week's palette to be the James Charles Morphe Collab palette. I wanted to play with it. I figured bust it out, do some swatches. And what I did is I took the inside cover and I glued all the names of the colors on there. I was bored. But, whew, this is a pretty big palette. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Does it say how many's in here? 5 and... There's 40 shades in here. So, before we swatch, which I don't think we should swatch all 40 shades. That would just be too much. My plan was to do a Rainbow Pride eye. Very bright, very vibrant. Gotta use my color switch. And I got a regular prime base on, and I got a white base to work with. So I can really make it pop. But before that, I wanted to show you what I've been doing, because I've been working on lashes, wearing them myself. I found these lashes on Wish. They were just to start the app. You get to pick something for free, and it was like a sheet of 100 of these. And they have this wire inside, not a pokey wire, but like a thin wire that is able to be bent a lot easier than a lot of these, and it holds, which I really like. So you can bend it and it holds a lot better than a lot of these other lashes that we've been receiving. And you just clip the ends off, measure it to your eye and clip it, and go. But I don't know why I say but a lot, but there's no but. I'm gonna touch the bud. I'm watching Finding Nemo. What I did is I wanted to utilize some of my unutilized things, which is basically the tons of pots of glitters that we have, right? So what I did is I found this little tray and lid at the Dollar Tree, and they also had these cute potion bottles. Look at that. And I filled them up with the glitter to make them look like little cute little potions. And then these ones have the real thick, big, chunky glitter in it. So I thought that was really cute. Now I can have it on display, but if I want to use it, I got my primers here ready to go. And what the little white sheet of papers that you see there are for is I took some lashes and I wanted to use the glitter and decorate them. So I put a little glitter spot on them before I clip them. So they will be a little, it'll just be a little splash of glitter. And all I did was put some lash glue on it, sprinkle the glitter on, spray it with rubbing alcohol, recurl up the lash, you know, hold it and bend it, and then just let it dry. And then if you want to get a little bit more fancy, I did some Mermaid Lashes. And so they got like a mix of all the glitters. Oh, they're backwards, I'm sorry. They're backwards, so here, let's see. Isn't that sparkly? It's got like moons and stars and other big chunky glitters on top, but as you see, none of it's coming off because I glued them down, pressed it, and then sprayed them with rubbing alcohol. And then I just used some clear tape and taped them down to dry on a little sheet of paper. So I got Mermaid Lashes. But anyways, so now, if that was a little DIY, you know, I'm going to do literally a rainbow and clouds on my face. So let me raise this up a little more so you can see me. Got my little sparkly scrunch thing on. So since I am primed, let's get a nice fluffy brush. This is a Farrah brush. And let's put a base color down. of where we're going to start. So most rainbows, I should have brought a rainbow, because I'm not real traditional on rainbows. You know, I'm not really tripping on them. My version of a rainbow is, you know, these kind of colors. So this was kind of my inspiration. I'm a mermaid, unicorn, fairy princess book. It's kind of my inspiration for this, but also Pride. And so here we go. Let's just jump on in with a, we'll go richer core. So we'll go with a pink. Just a regular pink from the James Charles palette. Let's see, maybe I need a bigger and stiffer brush, because this is just like my get started shade. Yeah, it is a nice thick brush. Alright, because we're going to go richer and deeper as we go along, so just put a little pink there. And pack that color in. And it's going to be kind of an ombre look, so we're going with the little fuchsia and bright pink. And I'm not washing off the brush, I'm actually just dipping in to the next color and then tapping it down. So as you see, it's getting a little darker and darker purple. And then we'll go into some blues. Right now it's very muted to what I wanted, but it's still coming out pretty nice. Okay, and then I'm going to start dipping into some greens. Not once have I washed my brush, because I went into the lightest color to the darkest color, and I'm just going to keep on with the same brush. And it's just packing on color. And now we'll go into yellow. And there's only one yellow in the palette, so there's not going to be much change on that until I go into the red. And I'm going to mix that with the orange first to brighten the orange up, because it's kind of a muted orange. And then go into the pinky red. It's not quite red, but like an orangey red. And then to the red. There we go. Transition that very nicely. Okay, let me dab off my brush, because I got to go into this corner again with some pinks. Kind of make it a little darker. Because that first pink that I went into was very, very, very muted. So I'm going to brighten it with the fuchsia pink. And don't worry about going out the lines, because we're going to cover all this up. Go with the darker purple here. Brush that off. Go into the lighter purple here. Brighten that up with the little light pink. Much better. Much better. Now we get us a baby wipe or wipey, micellar water, And we're going to clean it up. We're going to really make a sharp edge. And don't worry if your skin stains. Don't worry, because you're going to use a white type of base to clean it all up. Now up here, we're going to be careful not take off our eyebrows, but just to round this out a little bit, clean it up. Not very many people cut the crease that high, so we're definitely going to use a lighter brown, earthy colors and clean this up so it's nice and angled to the shape we want before we do our clouds. Okay, so with the same brush, I'm going into this color called Pinch Me. It's a matte. You know, all these are mattes on my eyes, no worries. And we're going to put that under the brow and use that to kind of blend our colors into each other and not have a sharp edge. You can see Pinch Me right there, how it just like, it's like a flesh tone color. And we don't want to over blend the edges, because we don't want to lose all of it. Gotta really feel this brush so that you don't over buff everything away. Okay. And then we're going to go into the gray brown called Tea. What I am going to do is I'm going to swatch the color that I'm talking about so you guys aren't, so they're kind of my fleshy tone colors. So the next one we're going into is Tea. So this is the first one that I buffed over under the brow bone, and same brush we're going to go into Tea. Cap some of that off. And we're going to go as high as we can under the brow without messing up our brow and our rainbow cloud. It is also a matte, but it has like a little bit of a sheen to it, I guess. No worries, we're going to give it a golden lining highlight. Okay. Now with that done, let's get into cutting a crease. And your girl has never cut a crease before, but I want to try. So I got me a stiff concealer brush here. I'm wiping up. I'm going to use this white base, which is kind of stiff, so I'm going to use the back of my brush to pull out some of this from the middle because it's brand new and it's really stiff. Put it on the back of my hand so it can warm up as I'm brushing it. Because, ooh, your girl's chunky. Okay, and we're going to see if this works. It hasn't ever before, but okay, it worked a little bit. So you go here. You see how when I opened my eye all the way and looked up, that's where we're going to end it. Okay. It's a thick girl. Oh, wow. I don't know the company either. There's just a lot number over on it. My goddaughter used to go to cosmetology school. She was going to be a makeup artist. Gifted these to me to do for Pride. And don't worry about your edges again, because we always can clean up this part. because it feels like it's drying out, and I don't want it to dry all the way out too quickly. I'm not ready to set it yet. I want to put a glitter lining, because you know sometimes you got that bright sparkle of light that comes through the clouds when there's a rainbow, and I want that. Okay. So don't have to be like damn near perfect. It's just gonna be on there so that we can, ooh, so we can add the glitter. And I'm just gonna use the same brush, and I have what I call my unicorn mermaid, which is basically just all the colors that were in the pots that fell out before I could get them in the pot and save them. I'm just gonna take that in the back of this damp brush, and we're going to use it right on the edge to give it that lining. And all of these glitters are eye safe and lip safe and cheek safe. They are from, a few of them are from BYS. BYS glitters. And the other ones, to get all the mixture, is from where you can also buy palettes, but it's called Glamify Me. They are the ones that I get my glitter from. My son loves that store because it's self-potting glitter. So he can pick whatever he wants, put it in the pot, and with every purchase you get a free pot about this big with glitter. You can fill it all the way to the rim. So you can either mix them or you can leave them straight up. We like to mix them because it makes a better design. I'm not used to these pressed glitters. That's always been my issue. Now these kind of glitters I can get down with because of this little design that I'm showing you. Like, I can do this a little bit, but I usually, like I showed you, I use them for my, definitely for my my lashes, to do little designs on my lashes. Okay, so real quick, let's clean the side of our face up before we add our white base for our clouds. Clean this up. And it's biodegradable. So it's vegan and biodegradable. That's like one of the other big important things when it comes to glitter, is that it is biodegradable and does not mess with our fish, and is also eye safe, cheek safe, you know, cosmetic safe. It's got to be all those things, or you're putting yourself and others in danger. And we don't want to do that. And I've got kitties and a puppy. Don't want them in danger. Okay, so I'm going to take the glitter that did not, it's stuck, but it's stuck to low, kind of chunkiness. I'm going to just kind of dab that away. And with that, I'm going to use the white called Flashback in the James Charles palette to just set that powder. I'm going to make that powder really, 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 really white, because this white is, it's okay, but it's not extreme white, and we want Illusion Cloud White, because I didn't wipe off my base before I put the colors on, which I will do that next time. Because I can see it. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's kind of like pinkish blue on this side. We're done with the James Charles palette for now. And we're going to use some shimmers from Medusa's Makeup. And so I'm going to use all her electric colors. Electric blue, green, orange, kiwi, the white, to give the upper eye, the upper part of the rainbow, a little bit more shimmer. Because they all have just a little hint of shimmer. And then completely at the end set the eye with the white, a damp white Medusa pigment, which has no shimmer. So, oops, I'm sorry. So we're going to put that actually on now. I'm going to put that on now, and then I'm going to use the other one with a damp brush. Okay, so dabbed into the pigment. I'm going to pop it on the back of my hand. It does have a sheen to it, and that's what I want, is that white to really stand out. Ooh, yeah, see that? And that's before I even wet it with a brush. Didn't wet the brush yet. But that is exactly what I'm looking for. Need some more. Okay. I'm pretty much patting it into the brush so that I don't lose everything on my face. Even though it doesn't matter if I did, but I would like to have more of it on my eye than on my face. Makes sense. And we're not touching any of the glitter. We could, but we're not, because we want it to really glittery shine. But we're going to go over the glitter just a little bit, take off anything that's going to fall off. Okay, enough with that with the white. Use the color switch. Let me get this fallout. There we go. Get that nice little swoop. Alright. And now we're going to go into Electric White from Medusa's Makeup. And really get that packed into the brush. And dab that right on top. I just prefer cleaning up each time they get on my face, because loose pigments, or these are pressed pigments, but pressed pigments will stain. It doesn't matter what color it is, white, blue, green, black, they stain. So, and for my skin and the design that I'm going for, stainage under the eyes is not what we're looking for. You know, we want the colors on the eyes. Okay, so let's go into the pink. I'm going to go into this Electric Red by Medusa and just barely tap it on there. Just enough to have a little shine and like a sheen. And then, without washing the brush, go right into the blue, because we only have the one blue. And we're going to have to go over this purple with that blue and blend it to each other. And then just going into a little of that dark electric green to change this into like a bluish purple green. And then go into the blue again to make it into a rich blue. all the way. Okay. And that's just pressing the color down. And now color switched it, and I'm going to just dab over it to make everything blended out. Alright, now we're going to go into the electric, into Kiwi Green, and grab her bad butt right there. I'm going to back into that green, electric green. Now into the yellow. Just to brighten everybody up and give it a nice sheen. Then we're going to the orange with the yellow on it still. Go into the orange a little more. And then back into the red. Alright, and then everybody get off the brush. And a quick stippling motion, just dimple it down and glide across to break any seams. Yeah. That's it. Look at that. Clean the under eye up again. Alright. How many of you guys have been kind of, I don't want to wear foundation? Because honestly, that's how I feel. I put it on my forehead. I'll put it, you know, to about here. Do it down the bridge of my nose. I'll come, you know, with some powder under my eyes if need be after putting some creams and primers under the eye. But I don't feel like wearing the foundation if it's going to get on my mask. So I already got to, you know, wash them in the wash machine. Just messing up a bunch of masks with makeup is terrible. So I like to clean up as I go. Just like in cooking, we got to clean up as we go. So we don't break nothing. Got pigments everywhere, darling, everywhere. Okay, so I want to grab that once more time. My concealer brush. I'm going to flatten down the edges. See if I can get any more of this off my hand. So what I'm going to do is wake it back up with just a spritz of, because it is just that, the white base. And I just want to wake it back up and go over the edgings of my eye. Just make sure I have the edge the way I want it. Of course, it's not waking up. It's pretty much asleep on the back of my hand. And the setting spray seems to be making it worse. I need a mixing medium. I've seen a few on Instagram. One like it's called Fix It or Cover FX, Liquid FX. I was thinking about getting it, but it's like, that's really expensive. And then NYX is $21. Elf had one way back in the day, and that's the one I was using, but it's starting to smell, and it's more of, it's really old. It's really, really old. So it's time for it to go. Girlfriend needs to be retired. So now I'm looking for a better mixing medium, and I could not find the one I've been using from Elf on Elf's website anymore. So I don't know if they just stopped selling it or not. Okay, so that didn't work with the white. It got real sticky real quick. I'm going to use a dip liner to line my eyes and give myself a little cat eye. Go really into the water, not into the waterline, but just really into the inside, so it has a nice black, sharp black line. I'm using the dip because also it got all that pigment on my eye, And if you use a felt tip one, it could dry out before you get halfway through your eye. At least this one, you got a little longer chance of it staying moist. Okay. Alright, for that completely dries, I'm going to swoop the edge. I'm sorry I'm so quiet, and usually I'm very talkative, but it's not that I'm thinking or intensely in thought. I'm actually in a lot of pain. So I've been getting some nerve tests done, and they do them in sections so that they don't overwhelm your system and put you to shock. So I've had my ankles and feet done one day, calves and thighs done the following day, and then I'm going to go get the buttocks and hips done, and then the upper back and the shoulder area. And it's going to be done within like 3 days apart, so I'm like so sore and I'm in a lot of pain. What do you think? I think that came out really cute. Grab some mascara, tight line, and we're going to put a horizon at the bottom. So I'm going to use the Kat Von D. It has like little flecks of glitter in it, I think. I'm going to tight line with that. So I can get myself a real dark, gothic kind of bottom, but then I want to make it real smoky with the green. So like you're on the lawn with a rainbow. Bring it out a little bit.